For thousands of years, horses helped build civilizations, but one problem kept slowing them down: worn-out horse hooves. This is All Request History. If you're curious about the history of, well, anything, you're in the right place. Put a request in the comments, and your suggestion could be the next video on All Request History. This time, we take a look at the history of horseshoes. In ancient times, horses traveled over rocky roads for miles every day, but horses with worn hooves were not going to last that long. Some riders used their ingenuity and wrapped them with leather or even woven grass to protect them. This only made the horse last a little bit longer. The Romans had been protecting their own feet with sandals, so they created a better solution for their horses called the Hipposandal. It was a metal shoe strapped onto the horse's foot. It worked, sort of, but it could slip off easily. Around the 9th or 10th century in Europe, blacksmiths learned that driving nails into the horse's hoof was harmless to the horse, and they developed a smaller, flatter version of the bulky Hipposandal, and they created a protective, flat strip that could be nailed to the hoof and lasted a very long time. They called their simple solution a shoe for a horse, or a horseshoe, and it's the same design that we still recognize today. Blacksmiths became essential in most organized towns, right alongside the doctor, the general storekeeper, or even the sheriff. A skilled blacksmith would hand forge about 4 horseshoes in an hour, averaging 30 or 40 horseshoes in a full 10 to 12-hour workday. An average American town in the early 1900s had about 1,000 residents, and each family owned between 1 and 2 horses, so horseshoes can last about 4 to 8 weeks. So if you kind of do the math, blacksmiths were very busy people. Many blacksmiths, horse owners, or even anyone who might have found a discarded horseshoe adopted a popular superstition. It came from the ancient belief that the crescent moon was a symbol of peace and was thought to ward off evil spirits. So naturally, because the horseshoe was shaped like a crescent moon, they hung them up on barns and houses and above doorways to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck. There's been a long debate since the horseshoe's origins as to the way that the lucky symbol should be hung. In regions like North America, Ireland, and the British Isles, they were always hung with the ends pointing up as to catch the good luck to be stored for the family or the homestead where it was hung. The opposite was true in Western Europe, where the blacksmiths that created the original shoes firmly believed that the ends needed to be pointed down to distribute or spill the good luck out over its owners. So if you want good luck with a horseshoe, maybe it depends on your region, your historical research, or even just your personal preference. Either way, here's to having good luck. Now, if you know the story of the history of the Frisbee, you might have already figured out how horseshoes became a game of skill. Well, you'd be correct, mostly. You see, the competition started even earlier than horseshoes themselves. Remember the Hipposandal? Yeah, Roman soldiers of the 1st and 2nd century would toss the used sandals into the ground just for fun. So they would try to land them close to a target or just a stick stuck in the ground, and the pastime became very popular. The Europeans' blacksmiths would toss their used horseshoes to see how close they could reach the stick in the ground. They soon began to keep score. Townsfolk would watch them compete, and horseshoe tossing became one of the most popular contests at fairs and taverns, and because of its simplicity, even folks' backyards. Since tossing horseshoes became an actual game, the rules have remained relatively the same. Players of 1-on-1 or 2 teams of 2 compete to land the shoe around the stakes in the ground 40 feet apart. If the open end of the shoe covers the stake, a ringer, then the player scores 3 points. The shoe closest to the stake scores 1 point. The first player or team to reach 21 points wins, and that's it. The game became especially popular in the United States during the 1800s, where farmers, railroad workers, and soldiers played them almost anywhere. In 1914, official rules were finally created and organized tournaments began. Maybe that's when the leaners started earning 2 points. Today's horseshoes is still a backyard classic, part sport, part tradition, and part excuse to stand around arguing whether it's really a ringer. Get out the ruler, a broomstick handle, or any straight edge to convince Uncle Louie that you made a ringer. So from Roman soldiers to backyard barbecues, That's the history of horseshoes.